Hey everybody, this is Mark Comfort and my wife Mimi Comfort. We are the owners of Cruise Holidays and Comfort Tours and Travel for 35 years. And one of the trends we have seen that has gotten so popular over the last many years is women's getaway and women's retreats. And I know you ladies need to get away from us guys and the family every now and then. So this was an idea that we've talked about for the longest time. And then we talked our very own, one of our very own employees, Jen Powell. We said, Jen, you need to do this. You need to do this. You need to host this women's wellness retreat in the middle of winter when it's cold as here. And so Jen talked to our daughter, Andrea Comfort Martinez, and now we have the dynamic duo leading this women's wellness retreat. So Jen, let me just ask you first, are you excited about going to somewhere warm and beautiful and all inclusive where you get spoiled for 3-4 days?
Absolutely. I am so excited. The pictures of this resort are just stunning. The beach looks amazing. To go somewhere warm in the dead of winter just sounds like paradise.
Well, and Andrea has grown up as a comfort in the vacation industry, and she's had a chance to go to a lot of spectacular all-inclusive resorts. And Andrea, you've been with me and your mom and to many times to the other Marival property that we call the Marival Distinct. Now, the Marival Armony is an adults-only property. It's totally all-inclusive, whereas that Marival Distinct is a family-friendly property. So we're going to go to an adults-only property. This is Marival's newest property, but Andrea, you've been to that Marival Distinct before, and they really excel, don't they, in service and food quality, right?
Absolutely. I mean, this is a gourmet, all-inclusive for sure. And I'm so excited to get to check out the Marival Armony because the Marival Distinct has done such a great job that I only expect the best.
Well, you will get the best. I've had the pleasure of going to this property, I think 4 or 5 times already, and we've sent hundreds of clients there, and they all come back loving it. You can see in this picture right here that it's built right out of, I shouldn't call it the jungle because it's not really a jungle, but a very forested, lush, beautiful area. And Puerto Vallarta, which is where this is in the north part of Puerto Vallarta, is a beautiful U-shaped bay called Banderas Bay with the Sierra Madre Mountains right around it, all around the bay. It is just breathtakingly beautiful. And of course, on the west coast of Mexico, you get those incredible sunsets, just incredible sunsets. Now, this is Marival. They have 3 properties. This is their newest property. And again, like I say, this is the only adults only property they have. It is a gorgeous property. It's on the small side of medium size all-inclusive resorts. So that tends to allow for better service and food quality. There's 4, I guess really 5 with room service, different places to eat, so much to do. As you see down by the beach, there's this beautiful infinity pool that is just the nucleus or the draw to everybody in the middle of winter. But January 29th to February 2nd will be a great time to go with Jen and Andrea and all of their friends and anybody who wants to join them. And so Jen, tell everybody you don't care who goes as long as they're just women, no boys, right?
That's right. No boys allowed. No, we are excited to offer this opportunity mostly to women just because life is so stressful. The everyday routine can just really wear you down. And so for this opportunity to come to us in the dead of winter, to go get some vitamin D, just reset, it's just an amazing opportunity.
It truly is. Let me go through a lot of the pictures on this PowerPoint we've put together, and I'll share a little bit with you about the property and many of the assets and activities and things you can do. It's got a spectacular spa because it's in a real quiet area on the north side of Banderas Bay. This area is called Punta de Mita, and it's their very upscale area of Banderas Bay. And this is one of the retreats, one of the relaxation things that they have for all of you ladies. There's so many activities going on at all times. And just being by the water, being by the ocean is relaxing and peaceful in its own right. as you see in that picture right there. This property is a nice big property too for the number of rooms. So there's a lot of little quiet getaways. There's a lot of really nice active places that you all can go, and the beach is right there in front of you. Here is one of the little quiet little getaways if you want to read, or at night, believe it or not, it gets a little cooler at night. So there's a fire pit in the back of there. But if you want to get away a little bit, there's so many places on this beautiful property, and you see how it's built right into the forest there. It is just gorgeous. Now, on the beach side, and as you see behind this lady with the surfboard or paddleboard, they have, it's a little bit of a beach, a little bit of a cliff area before you get to the beach. Now, the beautiful part of this is because there's very few other resorts or houses even in the area, it's like your own private beach. And you do not get hassled by the beach vendors in this area at all, which for many of you will be a blessing in disguise. There are all sorts of activities like paddleboarding or kayaking, wakeboarding, things like that, boogie boarding, all sorts of on the property, just neat little places like this to get away where you overlook the ocean. And I will tell you this is the heart of whale season. From this property and from this infinity pool, and I've experienced this myself, I've seen more whales from this property and while I was in that infinity pool than I've seen on whale watching trips. So you can do a whale watching trip, but you're going to get to see a lot of whales right there from this property. Again, the other thing about this property too that Marival excels in is their spa, and they have some of the most incredible treatment rooms with signature spa treatments. And we've been able to negotiate a 20% discount for all who go with Jen and Andrea on this women's wellness retreat. Mimi, you've done their spas. They're fabulous, aren't they?
Absolutely, and that view and how peaceful it is amazing.
Yeah, and there, by the way, there's a huge fitness center here too. So there's so much. There are two little private pools I was telling Andrea and Jen about that they're really very, very private. They're for everybody at the property, but there's a lot of ways if the infinity pool gets a little wild and crazy, which sometimes it does at an all-inclusive resort, and you want some peace and quiet. There's these beautiful little quiet pools like this too, with the lounge chairs in the water or out of the water, as you see. It's a beautiful property, just gorgeous property. Rooms, again, are gorgeous. There's all sorts of different categories of accommodations, and we can go over all of these and customize this vacation for you. By the way, you can make it longer, you can make it shorter, depending on what you'd like. A lot of the rooms do have the double beds, double queen beds, like you see here. Very well appointed. They're only 4 stories high, so the lower level will be walkout in some cases. In some of the buildings, it's walkout to that, like that private pool I just showed you. Or in some cases, when you're up higher on the 3rd and 4th floors, you get the ocean view rooms. So we can, at Cruise Holidays and Comfort Tours, go over all the accommodations with you. Again, the bathrooms are just beautiful. You'll be just very, very impressed. I mean, maybe you were when you saw it the first time, right?
Loved it.
Everybody does. Here's a great shot from one of the rooms. I just think this is beautiful. Look down at that beach and also see how that beach is very flat. And by the way, it's a harder sand, so it's very easy to walk on, and it's very flat. And again, you'll feel like you've got your own private beach. It is just breathtakingly beautiful. Oh my gosh, Andrea and Jen, does that make you hungry right now?
Absolutely.
I just want to be there already. Now Jen and I are going, watching all the pictures.
It'll be here before you know it. There's not a better time to get out of the cold and the ice and the snow and go to somewhere warm like this. And by the way, the temperatures will be in the low 80s, high 70s, sometimes mid 80s at that time of the year as the high. It's just beautiful. Here's a beautiful restaurant. They've got 3 really great restaurants that I like so much. This is called Essence, and it's got both an indoor and an outdoor open air part of the restaurant. Very colorful, as you see. And as Andrea knows, Marival is known for their really, really good food quality and service. This is another restaurant right down on the edge of the cliff overlooking the beach and the ocean. And it's the biggest palapa I have ever seen. And this is where they will have breakfast, lunch, and dinner in a buffet style. But it's so much more than a buffet style. It is, it's just an incredible restaurant. But as you see, in case that sometimes, you know, in the lush, beautiful areas like this, you'll get sometimes afternoon rains. Well, the Palapa keeps the rain off you. It's just a gorgeous setup. And here's the infinity pool. This might be the highlight of the activities. Jen, doesn't that look like a place you'd want to be right now with a drink with an umbrella in it?
Absolutely, it does. It looks just beautiful overlooking the ocean, hopefully seeing some whales swim by. Wow.
Yeah, watching all the rookie people trying to learn how to paddleboard and kayak. It's a beautiful place, very, very peaceful. As you see right in front of the Palapa, that's a bar, that's a pool bar right there. That's a very popular place to be, as you can imagine. And they will have all sorts of water aerobics and water activities in this infinity pool. There's another view of the infinity pool from the other side. Just a beautiful design. There it is from the front side. There's a upper or a higher view, and you see it's 2 leveled, so it's a little, you can walk right into it very, very easily. Beautiful, beautiful property. And again, adults only. You won't be bothered by screaming little kids, which I know the moms will really appreciate. You see there, you see a lot of the good examples of the balconies too. Big, beautiful balconies, gorgeous balconies. And they do have room service here at this property. They've got a little private hot tub pool area that is very secluded, that honest goodness, the first time I was there, I didn't even know this was here. So I'll make sure Andrea, yes, I'll make sure Andrea and Jen know where it is so they can tell you all about it. Here's the specifics. January 29th through February 2nd, there are several accommodations. By the way, there's some suites. There's some other areas that are called lush that are away a little bit farther away from the ocean, and we can tell you all about the options. But the rooms that we have held are in the Bahia room, which is, all that means is they're partial ocean view categories, starting at $1,464 per person. And by the way, that is based on double occupancy. It's more if you're a solo traveler. So if you can get somebody to travel with you, it's sure worth your while. Then the Armony rooms are the top 2 levels that are full ocean view rooms. And that price, so you understand everything, includes the all-inclusive resort stay, the airport transfers. This is a big deal because Marival has a company that takes care of all the transfers, getting you from the airport to the property and getting you at the end of the vacation from the property back to the airport. And these are vetted transfer companies. Beautiful place. All the resort activities are included, which again, as you see, yoga, tai chi, nature walk, pool workouts, so many others. And Andrea and Jen and I are working on all sorts of different activities for you all to do together. But we want to make sure that you know it's for your vacation too. So pricing is based per person, based on double occupancy. Again, like I said earlier, ask about additional room categories, longer or shorter stays. The deposit is $500, and that's not non-refundable at the time of booking, so be sure you want to go or take out insurance at that time. Final payment will be due October 21st. And then again, we need a minimum of 10 rooms to guarantee these rates, because this is what's called a group. And what's not included is airfare round trip from wherever you're from. Most will be from Kansas City, but you can invite people from all over the country to join you. Optional travel insurance, which we most certainly recommend. And then incidentals, which is the spa tours in the area. There's so much to do in this area. Andrea, I was talking to you about that Sayulita, that little hippie surfing type village.
I've been
Jen,
there.
you've been there. Oh, that's right. Isn't it cool? It's right by this. What's that?
It is so much fun. Yes. And I promised Jen I'll take her into town one day and we'll speak some Spanish.
I love that.
There you go. Hey, and you do have Andrea Martinez who can speak Spanish, and she'll be an interpreter in areas that need that. On the property, everybody speaks English, of course. And let's see, Andrea, Jen, any comments you'd like to make?
I just want to say, please come join us. Come reset, escape the, the tundra that will be Kansas City or where you live, and come join us in paradise.
I think our hope is to have free days most of the time. There will be lots of activities that the resort offers, and then we hope to have a few dinners together. But we'll have activities that are optional so that women who want to be part of a group and want to hang out with Jen and I can do so, and women who just need to kind of be alone or read a book by themselves most of the day can do that as well.
And I think that's the right way to do it, ladies. I hope this is the first annual. I know you've had so many people interested in going with you already. Maybe at this here in the first, well, before you leave, you can announce where your second women's wellness retreat will be. I wanted to show everybody just a second here. Let me get back to the very first picture. Andrea and Jen, the other thing, see right below the J in January, farthest away from the infinity pool. That's the main building. That's where you come in and check in. It's a 3-story building. Up at the very top left is one of the best restaurants I've ever eaten in at an all-inclusive resort. It's called Divum, D-I-V-U-M. And we've got a group dinner set up for all of you. We pulled in we asked for some favors to our contacts. We know the owners of this property and all the executives quite well. And we asked them for a favor because they don't normally do that. They won't do that for a group at all, but they are doing it for Jen and Andrea on this trip. So that group dinner is at Divum. Right next to it, and I know, Andrea and Jen, you all are just such avid football players that if the Chiefs are playing in some big game at that time and you want to watch that game, right next to Divum is a big sports bar and grill. So if that is of interest to you, or you want some more energy and activities, because they do dancing up there too. Andrea, you might be able to talk, you and Jen can talk them into doing some salsa or whatever kind of dancing you want to do there. I bet you two, bet your group will be a fun part of that resort that weekend.
It'll be a blast. We're gonna,
Absolutely.
yes, we will have to do a little salsa dancing.
And so again, if you're interested, just give us a call at Cruise Holidays at 816. I'll go to the very last slide again and show you the phone number at 816-505-1500. You can ask for Jen Powell or you can ask for the group department and just tell them you are interested in the January 29th Women's Wellness Retreat. And ladies, I'm really happy for you. I know you're just going to have a spectacular time. And I've been to this resort enough to know that everybody that goes is going to get their money's worth out of it. And I know those of you that go for just that short period of time, you'll be wishing you would have stayed longer. But I know you married ladies with families, your husbands and kids will want you back home. There'll be chaos at home and you'll be all rested and tanned while they're all cold and everything else. Yeah, Jen and Andrea, I looked it up the other day. The average temperature at the end of January in Kansas City, I think January 30th to 31st I checked on, is normally around 18 degrees. So 82 degrees in Puerto Vallarta or 18 degrees in Kansas City in the Midwest. Take your choice. I think I'd pick Puerto Vallarta. Anything else, Jen, you want to add?
No, just come reset with us. This happens to be also right after the busy holiday season. So this would be a really great place to just reset and come back refreshed.
Yeah, it's actually, it's it's just a good time. Winter is a great time to get away to a warmer weather place anytime and anywhere, any winter you want to get away to someplace warm. Andrea and Jen, I'm so excited for you. The first annual Women's Wellness Retreat. I bet there'll be a lot of ladies getting a hold of us very, very quickly. No boys allowed.
There might be boys at the resort, but we can't do much about that because we didn't book the whole resort. But we've got 10 rooms. I think they're all double bedrooms that we've got held. So we are so excited to go. I mean, I'm really excited about those whales, I have to say. That's I can already envision all of us at the infinity pool watching whales. And,
oh yeah, it's so cool.
Yeah, and I didn't even think, Dad, about how entertaining it'll be to watch people try to paddleboard in the ocean. That'll
Oh,
be,
I've done that many times. It is fun. Hey, the other thing I forgot to tell you, I know you ladies like to shop a lot more than guys. There's there's 2 or 3 really neat little Mexican shopping areas, typical Mexico, old world, traditional, with flea markets and other things that are just a fun area to shop. And by the way, I told Andrea this and I told Jen this, so I want to make sure anybody watching this knows. This north part of Banderas Bay, the north part of Puerto Vallarta, is called Nueva Vallarta. And the Canadians for decades and decades have been wintering, retiring, and just vacationing in this area. And in many cases, they're down there so long they own property. So they've melded so very well with the local Mexican culture in this area that it's truly one of the safest places, most certainly the safest place in all of Mexico I have ever been to. So I think you can feel very comfortable that way. Obviously, you want to use common sense, but the reality is it's a very, very safe area. So ladies, I'm happy for you, the first annual Women's Wellness Retreat. That is so much fun. Call Jen or call our group department today at 816-505-1500, 505-1500, or you can email us or go to our website, groups@cruiseholidayskc.com. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you, Mark.
Adios. How about that, daughter? I know some Spanish.
adios, Papa Mark.